Good morning, directors. Welcome to the Carroll Churchill Theater. You're just 3 challenges away from performing your finale pieces right here in front of a live audience. So close, still so far. Dan Jones is not well today, so he won't be joining us on this challenge, but because he won immunity last week, he has a bye into the next episode anyway. Raph, because you have immunity, you also cannot be eliminated. For the rest of you, the stakes are increased a bit. Today is a 1-day challenge, and at the end of it, there will be the first round of eliminations. All of this can be quite stressful, so I recommend that we all lay down on the ground and listen to a bit of music. Shall we? How was that, guys?
Relaxing.
Nice? Are we all relaxed now?
Yes.
Great. So, we've just listened to 5 one-minute tracks of music. For this challenge, you will be directing 1-minute pieces to those tracks of music. For this challenge, you'll be judged on the following criteria: creativity, incorporation of the music, and overall direction. In order to decide which of you gets which piece of music and which actors you'll be working with, we'll have our mini challenge. Because today was a music challenge, I thought I would test your knowledge of musical theater. In the quiz today, you will see the titles of 30 songs from popular musicals. Your job in 3 minutes is to identify as many of the titles of the musicals as you can. Ready? Steady. Go. Hands down. From the top, number 1, Chicago. Number 2, Oklahoma. Number 3, Cats. Number 4, Hamilton. Number 5, The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Number 6, Jesus Christ Superstar. Number 7, South Pacific. 8, Dreamgirls. 9, Book of Mormon. 10, Lion King. 11, Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. A Little Night Music. 13, 42nd Street. 14, Promises, Promises. 15, Porgy and Bess. 16, Hair. 17, Hairspray. 18, Cabaret. 19, Mamma Mia. 20, Avenue Q. 21, The Pajama Game. 22, Sweet Charity. 23, Les Mis. 24, Into the Woods. 25, Chess. 26, The Threepenny Opera. 27, Footloose. 28, Wicked. 29, Billy Elliot. And 30, Aida. So we'll start with Hannah. Hannah, what number did you get?
9.
9. And Raph.
7.
Alex.
7.
Emily.
8.
And Pepe. 4. Okay, so that means Hannah, congratulations, you won the mini challenge.
Woo!
Everyone, take a minute to look through the directing packs underneath your seat. You'll get to choose which actors and which bits of music you're working with. I'll give you 2 minutes to decide. which song do you choose?
Please may I have the fourth one?
Yes. And which actors will you be working with?
Please can I have Vicky and Saskia and Orla?
Yes. So, Emily, which song do you choose?
I choose number 3.
Number 3. And which actors will you be working with?
I'd like Tabitha, Harry and Azon.
Great. And Raph, even though it was a tie between you and Alex, because you won the last challenge, you can choose first. Which song and which 2 actors?
Can I have number 1?
Yes.
And can I have Luke and Jack?
Yes. Alex?
Can I have number 2? Can I get Poppy and Nicola, please?
Yes. Tabe, that means you have song 5 and Sarah and Stephanie as your actors.
Does it have to be a dance?
No, it just has to be responsive to the music.
Yeah, it could be like a piece. I
Yeah.
Because when you just did that, it made me think of like dialing a phone or something.
That's
It could
quite
be
fun.
dialogue, like these sounds.
With a piece of music is completely physical theatre. It's not going to be naturalistic at all. So we're going to try and find together. We're going to try and find like a style of movement for you guys.
So the pulling off the mask is a discovery about the self. So it's kind of like you as a mask, like you are like a reflection of Jack's like subconscious almost. Whilst like we're not overplaying it because like we're just doing like 3 actions and then within that it's like already like we're seeing a sort of power dynamic, like a power reversal, which is. Yeah, I remember actually watching that project directing 1, and it was like, I was like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about this, like, and it was like a change of power through physicality. I'm not even joking, I was like stumped for like weeks. I was thinking about it, like, if they pull that card, I can't do this. I've got an idea of it now if it ever comes, so yeah, I'm prepared. So that would be the, and then fall back. Yeah. Sick.
In a day, you're there for each other. The focus is solely on each other. Whereas if you're waiting for something, or even if you're at home, say if you're watching TV, the focus isn't on each other, it's on the thing itself. So that's another contrast we can get. We get the contrast within location, but we also get the contrast within the dynamic between you both.
From you putting your hand on her cheek. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Am I stepping out?
Yeah, but you're putting, no, you're still like facing this side. So you put your hand.
Yeah.
5, and then your leg goes in between. 6. Is there a way that you guys can like turn and then swap places somehow? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's do it from here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hi guys. I'm just checking in on how things are going.
They're going good.
Yeah? Tell me about how you've approached the challenge.
Well, we kind of wanted to approach it in a really like simplistic way because of the listening to it again. It sounded for some reason a lot shorter than when we were listening to it first, so we didn't want to try and put too much into it. So we decided to play with really like simplistic, minimalistic movements.
And do you feel that this piece has like your stamp on it? It is your work, and are you excited to show it to the panel of judges?
I'm excited. It'll be fun.
Great. Hi guys, I'm here for your check-in.
Hi, Will.
How have things been going?
Really well. We finished blocking the piece,
Great.
so we're just adding like the finer details at the moment. But yeah, I've had a really good time doing this challenge. It's been really fun actually. It's a very kind of high energy piece of music, like high intensity. There's a real kind of power to it, and from like either working with these three before or you know, seeing their work, I know what kind of actors they are, and the kind of intensity with which they perform is really, really excellent. So I kind of match the actors to the music.
And so the last challenge was the team challenge. This challenge is you.
Yeah.
So do you feel like this is your work up there and you can like really stand behind it being something that has the Emily stamp?
Well, I do, but I also think it's the actors' work just as much. I'm a very collaborative person, and you know, as I said, I chose these three specifically because I knew that they'd be good for the task, and they've really delivered and like helped to shape the kind of individual movements that they use during the piece.
All right, I'm here to check in and see how things are going.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, they're going really, really well. So we first sat down and had a discussion about what the piece kind of felt like to us, and we kind of the first thing that came to our heads was a sort of, it felt dreamy, like a dreamscape. So we created some work off that that's looking really good, and we've had quite a lot of fun making it too. Yeah.
And how do you like the piece of music this week?
Yeah. So actually, so I think that this number one actually, it's really come into its own in the way that it's worked, and we've been working with it quite closely. Basically, we kind of divided it into three sections almost. There was a sort of build up with the drum cymbals, and then there was a sort of bit of a part where there was a sort of rhythm started to kick in, and that kind of suggested things to us that we worked off. But basically the whole piece, we really enjoyed the fact that it kind of led up to this big reveal almost. There was a big sort of climactic moment at the end of the piece, and that's what our piece has kind of followed. It's all been leading to one final image, as it were.
Oh, sorry. Oh, go. So we'll pause.
Before you get started on your next round, can I do a quick check-in?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
How's it been going, this challenge?
Good. I really enjoyed it actually. Yeah, no, it's been fun working through it. We've had quite a long period of time to do 1 minute, and we've gone through quite a lot of possibilities of it actually. So it's good fun.
So do you feel that this piece has a sort of Alex signature on it?
No, not really. I try and avoid that as much as possible.
Okay.
I try and, like I said in one of the interviews, I want to take risks and try different things and try new things. So I want to try and avoid anything that I've done before.
Okay.
So I'm purposely choosing something which is, I feel goes against the style of which the presentations that we've seen so far.
Okay.
Or what I saw from season 1.
Yeah, you want to differentiate yourself from the pack if there's a growing trend, you're saying?
Yeah, or like just try new things and rather than getting good at something or like a style and developing a style, and then
And what do you think of the challenge itself, having to work with this piece of music?
I really enjoyed it actually. I've never worked with music before in that same sense, like devising from a piece of music. So really working through like what that music says to us and what the connotations of that music are, and then working to either act against those connotations or to work with them. And that's really interesting. That sort of formed the core of this scene, which is quite exciting.
Cool.
So just try like as if you were trying to
Hi,
block her.
everyone.
Hi.
We're to do a check-in and see how things are going.
Oh my god.
So tell me about how you've approached the challenge.
Okay, so this song is very snappy, very quick, but I've also realized that it's kind of like an action-reaction kind of like tune. So I wanted to experiment with this too. They are both making like an individual movement first, and then the other person sort of like reacts to that movement. And it happens like that for like half of the music, the song, and then it sort of like merges together. So I was trying to do some sort of like frantic assembly and some sort of like also like the work of chaos kind of thing, and yeah, and see how it goes actually.
Are you happy with the piece of music you're working with?
No, really. I am not really happy with it.
Last time it was a team challenge, and this time you're working on your own. Do you feel like you have more control and that you're able to make something that's more you, or what's the difference?
Okay, I feel like actually I have more control of the situation. When I was working with Hannah, I feel like my part in the whole performance wasn't really like as big as it now is. So I'm really happy working by myself. I mean, well, not really by myself because we are all sharing ideas and we're having a really great time and I like it.
Great. I'll see you soon, at 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
See you then.
thank you. Let's get to work then.
Welcome, directors, to your second showcase of project directing. Raf, today you have immunity and cannot be eliminated, but for the rest of you, one or more of you may be eliminated. I'll introduce you to your judges today. We have Dr. Bryce Leese from the Department of Drama, Theatre, and Dance, and the head of the Drama, Theatre, and Dance Department at Royal Holloway, Dr. Elaine McGurr. And we have one special guest judge for you today. We have the winner of season 1 of Project Directing and the artistic director of Moody Old Man Theater, Abby Abrams. Welcome back, Abby.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be on the other side of things?
Interesting.
Well, we're happy to have you back.
Thank you.
So today your challenge was to use 1 minute of music and be inspired by that, creating a scene that's 1 minute long to that piece of music. For this challenge, you're being judged on creativity, the incorporation of the music, and the overall direction. Hannah, because you won the mini challenge, you'll be going first.
I'm Hannah, and this is my piece. Hi, I'm Emily, and my piece is called Ritual.
Hi, I'm Raf, and this piece is called Reoccurring Figure.
Hello, my name is Alex Hick, and this piece is called Strangers.
Hi, my name is Pepe, and this piece is called Rainbow, so I really hope you like it.
Thank you, directors, for the second showcase. You can head out now. The judges will deliberate, and when we call you back, one of you will be the winner, and one or more of you will be out. Okay, so let's begin our deliberations. We'll start with Hannah seeing the first one with the balloons. At first I was glad they weren't babies, right? They weren't babies. Yeah, and that I liked. And I liked that it started with a literal movement to the every sound, but then it then was like, we're not doing that this whole minute long, so it moved away from it, and I thought that was smart to drop that.
The minute gestures I found more interesting than the larger ones.
I thought this one had the best face work, actually.
Yeah.
And really had thought about especially eyes and mouths more than the others. And it was playful without being cartoonish.
I got a bit confused because I was tried to read into it. Like you said, you're glad they weren't babies. Part of me was like, are they meant to be? I couldn't see if there was an executive decision for them not to be babies or if they were hinting for a reason. But I do like how she was the only one that didn't have a title because I didn't go in there with any expectation, and it made it like complete mystery. And I thought the use of music against this playful quality was really nice, and the lack of title made it more interesting for me.
Next.
Right, that's my line.
He wants to host first.
So Emily's piece, Ritual.
And they were fighting against each other and the music. And I wasn't sure if that was a conscious decision to have the incorporation of the music be a kind of violent juxtaposition, or if it was just badly directed, which is never a good place to be.
Yeah.
I did like how they set their own rhythm before the music gave them one. I thought that was quite nice because it was like she'd directed a bit and maybe put it with rhythm and thought, no, I'd rather move it before, and that was a nice decision to have made because it's like the music didn't dictate to them, they were able to dictate to it. And I thought that was quite nice. But I did get confused with this whole, there wasn't a kind of cohesive body of them. They were sort of together then not. And then
I found the gender dynamics a little bit worrying in places as well. I'm not entirely sure how well thought out the assignment of identities throughout the piece was. Even for such a short piece, it kind of suggested a violence against women theme, but didn't then go there, but didn't not go there at the same time.
And it looked like they hadn't practiced with the paint before.
yeah, and
Because
it
it
looked
all
unfinished.
looked like a bit like, oh, is that where it's supposed to go?
Yeah, I felt like this piece didn't give me room to imagine into it. It closed me out, actually.
And I thought that this was the weakest incorporation of music. Next, we have Raf's scene, Reoccurring Figure. Raf has immunity in going into this challenge.
Was this meant to be comic?
Thankfully.
There was just a few, just things that were just off.
Why was I the only one who laughed when the cheesecloth came off?
you
I thought
made me laugh.
I thought that was an obviously comedic moment.
But
I
see,
mean,
that's the problem. I'm not sure it was.
well, I think that's what was missing from this piece was humor. It took itself far too seriously. Actually,
Yeah.
there's huge comedic potential in it.
There was a genre issue.
Yes,
It-
there was
Yeah.
a genre issue.
I
It
wrote,
didn't
what's the
commit.
genre?
Yeah, it didn't commit either to being properly dramatic or to taking itself off.
Next, we have Alex, Strangers.
I was gonna say I liked the seeming of something so mundane
Yeah.
at the beginning. It's strange, isn't it? Exactly what it was. It was like two at a bus stop kind of thing. It was really nice to see simplicity on that level of it.
I thought that it had, for me, the best use of the music because
I'd
I
agree.
thought that Alex used it in two different ways. So at first it starts off and it's sort of this like, film noir, like detective-y sort of, and then, but it was comic in the way that it didn't match the scene, and so I thought that was funny and it started fun. And then it used that same sort of jazzy thing to juxtapose the turn to a serious moment.
The shifts were too abrupt.
The ending needed a better button.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
yeah,
final tableau was too abrupt and it didn't really work.
Okay.
Next.
Fine.
And
Fine.
now, the last scene.
Pepe. Rainbow.
Rainbow.
Why was it called
Why was it
Rainbow?
called Rainbow?
Because,
No.
it happens after rain.
I liked the beginning with this initial vocabulary of everyday gestures, and I think they just should have kept on to it. And as soon as it became sort of emotionally filled and then symbolic, away from their initial repertoire gestures, we lost the again. It was like last week, losing that tension that becomes so playful and interesting.
For me, the moment where they noticed each other wasn't big enough for what then followed. There was no lead up into the two of them actually connecting as people. I know you've only got a minute, but that didn't, because it started out so nice and there was such character establishment and then that was just dropped and gone.
This is the only one that didn't feel rushed to me, but felt almost padded.
Yes.
If you can pad
It's
something
this-
that's
yeah.
only a minute long.
Yeah. I thought that this one had a good use of the music. I think the music on its own might sound silly, and yet they were able to make something that sounds silly look mundane. And I think that is interesting. Let's bring them in. Welcome back, directors. We have deliberated. The winner of this challenge will receive immunity in the next challenge and won't be able to be eliminated. The top 3 scoring directors of Project Directing Season 2 will receive tickets to an octoroon at the Orange Tree Theatre, and the winner of Project Directing will receive a patron night ticket at Sadler's Wells to the Scottish National Ballet. Raf, can you step forward?
Braf, I was the only person who laughed during your piece because I thought it was intentionally humorous, and then I realized maybe it wasn't. So what I would say is that what was interesting is that I think you had the dynamic for humor, and we were wondering if you chose the wrong genre for the piece. You have immunity this week, so you may sit down.
Hannah and Alex, can you both step forward, please? Hannah and Alex, you're both the highest scoring directors this week.
Alex, we really enjoyed the productive incongruity between the movement and the music. We thought you played with the music very well and had the best score for the incorporation of music overall.
Hannah, we really loved the really sort of playful aspects that you gave the piece, and also the fact that you gave it a real mystery by having no title and having things that were hidden from us that were then later revealed, and that was a very nice quality, so thank you.
So this week, congratulations to Alex. Alex, you have immunity going into the next challenge and cannot be eliminated. You can both take a seat. Emily and Pepe, could you both step forward, please? This means that you two are both our lowest scoring directors. We felt that there was a sort of large pack in the sort of middle, so it's not necessarily that one was the obvious tail, but that there was a group in the middle that you were at the bottom end of. Emily, we felt that the use of the music didn't make much sense to us. We felt that it was telling a story that we couldn't relate to what was happening physically. It did create this ritual tension on stage, and I enjoyed the sort of juxtaposition between the harsh hand on the neck and her sort of smile and joy that she got from it. But the techno-y sort of music read as music video-y, sort of 2000s Britney Spears or maybe mid-Kate Bush career. And so we didn't quite know how to map that onto what we saw. Pepe, we were confused about why it was called Rainbow. We couldn't quite read into why that was, and so it ended up taking us away from what we had gotten from watching the piece. We really enjoyed the simple, mundane actions that you used and began to build a story, but around halfway through it, we thought that they became too mundane and became a bit boring to watch. And so I'm sorry to say that this week, Pepe, you're out. I'm sorry. I'll be the scene. Emily, you can have a seat.
Thank you.
Great job though. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
That means there's just 5 of you left now, including Dan, who had immunity this week, going into the next challenge, and we're rooting for you all, and we're looking forward to how you take on the next task. See you then.
Yeah, no, so I thought it went really well. I thought it, me, Jack and Luke had a really good time creating it, and it was a really dynamic rehearsal room at the time. But yes, in terms of how it's received by the judges, I noticed that Bryce laughed. So I'm just hoping that, and that came at the sort of reveal of the face, and I hope that he didn't think that was a mere attempt to just get a scare, because that absolutely wasn't what I was going for. It was much more of an exploration of dreams and figures in dreams and how they relate to our subconscious. But I can understand whether if it was received as a sort of more of a cliche scare, but I hope they see past that.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than the first challenge. What did the balloons mean?
They just... That's a horrible question. Don't ask me that. They meant what you wanted them to mean. They were just a thing that had to be, that was, okay, no, let me articulate this. The balloons were, man, yeah, no, that's open for interpretation. I'm gonna leave it at that. I think it went well. The actors did it just how we rehearsed it, and I was very pleased with them. However, I was in the group of low scoring directors, so it's clear that I have to kind of do better next week, and I think put more thought into the task before I start working with the actors, because I achieved what I personally wanted to, but the judges kind of criticised the way that I used the music, so it's obvious that I need to pay like more attention to the task next week.
You won?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Really good, really good. I wasn't expecting it, but no, good.
So what do you think you did really well that like secured you the win?
I don't know. They mentioned about the use of music, so I guess that, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to have a think over it and evaluate it.
I was personally really happy. Perhaps I did try to cram a lot of things into a really short piece. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but I think that the fact that I said the name of my piece was Rainbow and I did not explain about it, maybe that sort of like took points off my overall mark. I had like the longest explanation that I was gonna give of why I was calling it Rainbow and why I did it that way, but I didn't have the chance to do it. So the meaning was basically, I called it Rainbow because I was basing it on Boal's Rainbow of Desire, which was basically an individual who has like several like types of personalities. So I was just going into Freud again, like the theory of personalities. But what Boal does with Rainbow of Desire is that it explores all the personalities that an individual can have. So he calls that sort of like all the fan of personalities calls him Rainbow of Desire. So I called it Rainbow because I was exploring like personalities of a character. So the two people were actually one character, but because they had two personalities, that's why there were two, and they were doing like a sort of like similar kind of like actions as well. And but obviously one of them was a bit more extrovert and the other one was a bit more introvert, which also I wanted to show. Anything else? Throwing shade to someone? Throwing shade.
Do you want to throw shade?
I don't know. Perhaps Hannah. I don't know. I just didn't understand the balloon thing and I just didn't think it was too creative. But I guess that's what creative is. I don't know. Who knows?
Lastly, do you think Alex deserved his win this week?
What was Alex's performance again?
Was it the one with the bomb jacket? Yeah.
The Bond jacket.
Nicola and Poppy.
Nicola and Poppy. Oh my god, I definitely don't remember, so maybe not.
Because I don't think you guys could see, because like she turned around and the zipper of the jacket.
Oh my god.
Like a bomb jacket underneath.
Did that win?
Yeah.
No. I mean, no. No. I'm sorry. But I don't think so.
Who do you think should have won?
I think Raphael? Is that his name? Yeah. Raphael. Raphael would have won because but he had immunity, so I mean they have to give the win to someone else. But Alex's, I don't know, I just didn't feel anything about it. I just saw just two girls doing something. Maybe because I was watching it from behind, maybe I just didn't see. But no, maybe, yeah. I was kind just looking at the ass of everyone. Oh my god. But yeah, that's what I think. Thank you for having me.